Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 9 p.m. English News Edition. Here are the top stories. FC Port overturns Arta Solar 7's dominance and lifts the 24th edition of the Djibouti Cup. For the international news, accusation exchange between India and Pakistan over ceasefire violations. The details in this news edition. Welcome to our newsroom, ladies and gentlemen. Communiqué now, the Ministry of Muslim Affairs and Waqf Properties informs all pilgrims that the check-in time for flights to Medina as follows. A second flight, Tuesday, May 13, 2025 at 11 a.m. Third flight, Sunday, May 18, 2025 at 5 o'clock a.m. Fourth flight, Thursday, May 22nd, 2025 at 5 o'clock a.m. We remind each pilgrim to bring their passport, identification badge, and all travel documents. Please also respect the luggage weight limits, a maximum of 2 suitcases weighing 20 kilograms each, in addition to a carry-on bag weighing a maximum of 7 kilograms. Any excess weight will not be accepted. Keep essential medication with you in case of chronic illness. We thank all pilgrims for their punctuality and cooperation. And now the Ministry of Youth and Culture, in collaboration with the General Secretary of the Government and the British Embassy in Djibouti, organized a major training initiative this morning aimed at modernizing and strengthening archiving practices within the Djiboutian administration. This series of sessions held from May 11 to 15, 2025 in the auditorium of the National Archives addresses both traditional methods of record management and critical challenges of digital archiving. The training launch ceremony was presided over by the Ministry of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowe, and was attended by the Director General of INC, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Ismail, the General Director of NPC, Mr. Mohamed Hussein, and the British Ambassador to Djibouti. Representatives from partner institutions, archive experts, and professionals from various ministries and public bodies also took part in the event. This initiative is a part of the efforts to strengthen institutional capacities in the management, preservation, and enhancement of national archives. It aims to promote modern and effective professional standards in document handling and archive organization. During this training week, participants will benefit from a rich and various program led by both local and international trainers. This joint effort highlights the importance Djiboutian authorities place on preserving the national documentary heritage and professionalizing the archival sector. Now, the British Ambassador to Djibouti emphasized that the United Kingdom is proud to support this initiative. Let's listen.
In his opening speech, the ambassador of United Kingdom started by saying, "It is a real pleasure for me to be here this morning for the launching ceremony of this major training in close collaboration with the government and the Embassy of United Kingdom in Djibouti, aimed at modernizing and strengthening archive practice within the Djiboutian administration. I personally beneficiate from the wonderful expertise of the National Archive, in particular the work of Miss Juliet. 2 years before I came to Djibouti, I spent practical work in the National Archive by searching our historical document on Djibouti. Dr. Juliet were there in order to help me find the first visit of the President of the Republic, Hassan Gulaid, in 1981 for a meeting in London. This memory, of course, helped to establish a link between our two brotherly countries.
The General Director of the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture expressed his joy in participating in the training initiative.
Je vous souhaite la bienvenue au sein
The Director General of the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture in his opening speech said, "First of all, I would like to welcome you to the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture, specifically in the premises of our National Archive Department, which has the honor of hosting this training dedicated to the modernization of archival practices. This initiative, led by the Minister of Youth and Culture in partnership with the Secretary General of the Government and the Embassy of United Kingdom, is a capital importance for our national and bears witness to our collective commitment in order to preserve the administrative memory of Djibouti. During this week, you have the opportunity to exchange with the experts from the British National Archive and to discover successful projects and also to strengthen your archiving skills, particularly through practical workshops.
And now the General Director of the National Agency for Information System, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed, confirmed his full support for this training.
La formation qui débute aujourd'hui vient renforcer cette dynamique.
The director of ANC said the training that begins today will reinforce this dynamic. It will allow professionals in charge of archival document management to familiarize themselves with the proven part aligned with the international standards. In this sense, the collaboration with the National Archive of England constitute a valuable opportunity for the enrichment and skills development. I would like to thank His Excellency the Ambassador of United Kingdom for the support given to this initiative. This exemplary partnership reflects the excellence of work and cooperation between our two countries and the shared commitment to strengthen the capacity of our institution.
And now the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hiba Mumin Asowe, stated in her speech at the opening of the training session that this initiative embodies the government's commitment to modernize the National Archive system.
Un honneur et un grand plaisir pour moi d'être parmi vous aujourd'hui.
The Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hiba Mumin Asowe, stressed that this training is part of the strengthening of professional capacity in the management and preservation of documentary heritage and the modernization of archival practices within the public administration. Archives are much more than just documents. They constitute the living memory of our nation's heritage, which must be preserved and valued for generations. In a constantly evolving world where digital technologies is at its most important and imperative to adapt our methods to ensure the accessibility of sustainable and these precious assets. This training, which today brings together more than 100 professionals from all ministerial departments and public administration, is a key step in this process thanks to the contribution of our international professionals and experts, particularly those who came from the United Kingdom. You will explore fundamental concepts, and I would like to congratulate the institution directly involved and their technical team for their ongoing collaborative work and the significant result achieved to the date. I will also like to thank all our partners such as British Embassy, whose support us has been instrumental. Their support has been instrumental in making this certification training a reality. Finally, I would like to encourage all of you, dear participants, to make the most of this week. Your commitment is an essential lever for the safeguarding of our archive modernization and the institution, but also strengthening administrative transparency in accordance with the enlightened vision of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, who are also carrying out the instruction, because we must particularly give an attention to the fact that the exchange of these training courses are rich in teaching and fruitful in new perspectives for our country.
And now the Global Diaspora Djibouti, the leading association representing the Djiboutian diaspora in collaboration with the Ministry in charge of decentralization, the IMF, Impact Diaspora Association, and the IOM office in Djibouti held a 2-day training workshop at the Kempinski Hotel. This initiative aims to create a strong network where everyone can contribute, each in their own way, to the development of Djibouti. Throughout the event, inspiring panel discussion addressed the key topics: investment in mobilization of diaspora savings, access to clean drinking water, development of the primary sector, structuring and regulation of urban transport, management of regional economic infrastructure, promotion of tourism and handicrafts, road maintenance and waste management. For her part, Mrs. Fardousa Ahmed emphasized that this workshop lays the foundation for a strong collaboration between territorial authorities and the Djiboutian diaspora. Let's listen now the words of the representatives of Impact Diaspora.
Our PDA, and we are invited with the Global Djibouti GDD, and we come here with a quality product with low energy houses that we want to put on the market for the benefit of everybody, and also planning to make the production in Djibouti, so it's locally made. It's very important for us, and it's also very environmentally friendly house, and it's low cost compared to the traditional houses, and very short time to build it, so it's very good product for the future. And we also use solar energy for providing electricity to the houses, so it will be very cheap to live in them. So low cost every month, and they are very long term, for you not need to supply more maintenance, so they are very long lasting. So high quality is what we're aiming for here. So I can.
And now, as I mentioned on the title, the Djiboutian Football Federation hosted the much-anticipated final of the 24th edition of the Djibouti Cup, a landmark event in the national sport calendar. This year, two prestigious clubs faced off for the championship title: Arta Solar 7, the defending champion and the most successful team in recent season, and FC Port, which had not won the cup since 2013. In a highly intense and high-level match, FC Port claimed victory with a 1-0 win. This triumph, coming after a wait of over 12 years, holds special meaning for the club and its supporters. FC Port displayed discipline, tactical vigor, and strong team cohesion to overcome the reigning champions, Arta Solar 7, who had dominated the competition for several years. And now the trophy presentation ceremony brought this thrilling final to a close. Awards were presented to the champions, the runners-up, the match referee, and the best player of the match, in recognition of the excellence and commitment shown by all those involved in this memorable event. Trophies were officially handed over to the referees, the runner-up team, and the champions by the Director General of the Port, as well as the Vice President and the President of the club. During the 2024 season, as FC Port finally returned to winning ways, lifting the prestigious trophy in front of an enthusiastic crowd, and in the presence of the Port's Director General, who came to show his support for the team. As part of the Inter-ministerial tournament, two matches were on the schedule this afternoon. The first match was set to feature the Ministry of Women and Family against the Ministry of Economy and Finance. However, the latter was unable to field a team and therefore forfeited the match 3-0, allowing the Ministry of Women and Family to advance to the next round without setting foot on the pitch. The second encounter, highly anticipated, saw the Ministry of Energy face off against the Ministry of Solidarity. Right from the kickoff, the first half was largely dominated by the Solidarity team. However, the second half told a completely different story, with impressive technical control, precise short passes, and better team coordination. It was a strong performance from the Energy team, which continues its journey in the tournament, while the Solidarity team will need to learn from this loss to come back stronger. Sports still, the Djiboutian Vanva Federation marked the end of its 24-25 season with a vibrant ceremony held yesterday afternoon at the Cité and Nasib Sport Complex. 3 years after the introduction of these Vietnamese martial arts in Djibouti, the discipline continues to attract the youth, with active clubs both in the Djibouti city and across the 5 interior regions. During the event, young practitioners performed a series of technical demonstrations showcasing katas, self-defense techniques, and the iconic circle of fire game, a hallmark of Vanva. These performances highlighted the disciplines, vigor, precision, and rich technical heritage. Many parents of the young athletes were also present to support and applaud the participant. The ceremony was attended by several notable figures, including Mr. Yusuf Abdullah Ali, Deputy Director of Regional Affairs at the State Secretary for Sport, Mr. Mahbub Ali, a representative from the Sport Directorate, Mr. and Mrs. Filson, and Mr. Mustafa Muhammad Ali, President of the Djiboutian Federation, Vanva Federation. This season's close was marked by a belt promotion ceremony recognizing the effort and progress of practitioners throughout the year. This initiative underscores the Federation's ongoing commitment to promoting the development of Vanva in Djibouti with a strong focus on training, discipline, and youth inclusion in sports. And now, on Saturday, May 20th, 2025, Colonel Wais Omar Rabagore, commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard, had the honor of welcoming Rear Admiral Mikhail Pontouvakis, commander of Aspids UNAFOR task force in the Red Sea, to Camp Dorale as part of his working visit to the Republic of Djibouti. The Aspids mission, integrated into the European Union Naval Force, aims to counter maritime terrorism threats in the Red Sea, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, and the Gulf of Aden. On this occasion, Colonel Wais Omar Rabagore presented the missions and operational capabilities of the Djiboutian Coast Guard to the visiting delegation. The presentation led to an in-depth exchange during which both parties shared the experiences in maritime security and discussed key issues concerning safety and security in the Red Sea region, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, and the Gulf of Aden. The discussions were both rich and constructive, with a particular focus on the fight against maritime terrorism. Both parties also emphasized the importance of strengthening a close and effective cooperation to ensure the safety of vessels and people navigating through this strategic area. Rear Admiral Mikhail highlighted the crucial role played by the Djiboutian Coast Guard in securing the Gulf of Aden and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. He also commended the remarkable achievement of the institution since its establishment. And now, the 40th Ministerial Conference of the Regional Integrated Multi-Hazard Early Warning System was held from May 7th to 10, 2025 at Cinnamon Hotel, Colombo, Sri Lanka. A delegation representing Djibouti took part in the event, composed of Mr. Mohammed Mahmoud Yaqub in Colombo, Sri Lanka, technical advisor representing His Excellency Hassan Ahmed Ibrahim, and Engineer Mohammed Ismail Noor, Director of National Meteorological Agency. Over the years, RIMES has significantly strengthened its regional multi-hazard, multi-scale, and multi-purpose early warning center. The goal of this conference was to provide an opportunity for high-level ministerial officials to engage in discussion and collectively commit to the implementation of RIMES Master Plan 2026-2030 through to adoption of the ministerial declaration. In light of the constantly evolving risks, technologies, and user needs, the Joint Strategic Action Plan includes mechanisms for regular updates, ensuring its long-term relevance and effectiveness. Magazine of tonight, the Orange Economy, driven by creativity, is transforming culture into a true economic engine and generating jobs and opportunities worldwide. Here is a magazine prepared by the editorial team.
Bustling streets of Mumbai, in the heart of Bogota's crowd studio, or in Parisian writing rooms, something is changing behind the screen, film set, and concert stage. A new economic is slowly but surely taking over the orange economy. It is not the one of factories or supermarkets. This one is built on ideas, dream, culture, and passion. It relies on human creativity, a force that can neither be accurately measured nor replaced by a machine, and yet it generates money create jobs, inspire imagination, and breathes new life into cities. At the recent World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit held in Mumbai, thousands of professionals from around the world share their vision, their success, and their challenges. We talk about cinema, of course, but also web series, video games, short content, virtual reality, in short, everything that captures our eyes, our emotion, and our intention today. India, with its powerful films industry, has shown how creativity can be transformed into an economic driver. The country is investing heavily in its artists, technicians, and storytellers, convinced that the future also lies there. And it is no coincidence that Bollywood attracts so much attention from around the world. Elsewhere in Colombia, a national model has been built around the orange economy. Their culture is no longer seen as an expense, but as an investment. From public policies to direct support for artists, everything is done to promote the living treasure that is local creativity. Even in Africa, where talent abounds but often lack resources, initiatives are emerging. Large groups like Orange Economic are beginning to play their part by supporting these young people who want to tell their stories, create their apps, and produce their music without having to leave their country. The Orange Economy is ultimately about this, believing that behind every idea there is an opportunity. That beauty, talent, and diversity can also drive the economy, not just machine goods or algorithm. And if you think about it, it is not just another way of making money, it is another way of seeing the world.
Now we're taking you in Somalia. In recent hours, the Somali capital Mogadishu has experienced heavy rainfall resulting in significant human and material losses. The flooding has led to the deaths of several people, the collapse of homes, and the destruction of major roads throughout the city. The spokesperson of the Banadar Regional Administration, Mr. Salah Hassan, confirmed to the press that 7 people have died as a result of the floods. He added that the rising waters also destroyed numerous homes and several key road infrastructures in the capital. In response to this emergency, Somali Prime Minister Mr. Hamza Abdi Barre announced the formation of a ministerial emergency committee. The committee includes officials from the federal government, the Banadar Regional Administration, and the National Disaster Management Agency. Its mission is to coordinate relief efforts and effectively address the consequences of this natural disaster. Meanwhile, several neighborhoods in Mogadishu remain submerged as rescue teams continue their efforts to evacuate affected residents. Large water tankers have been deployed to pump the water from the hardest hit areas. Meteorological services are warning that further rainfall is expected in the coming days. As mentioned on the title for the international news, Pakistan and India have mutually accused each other on Saturday of violating the recently concluded ceasefire brokered by the United States after 4 days of deadly clashes that result in deaths of 60 civilians.
New escalation of tension in Kashmir, India and Pakistan exchanging accusation over ceasefire violation. Pakistan and India accuse each other this Saturday of violating the recently conclude U.S. mediate ceasefire following 4 days of deadly clashes that left 60 civilians dead. Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri told reporters that repeated violations have been recorded in the final hours of this agreement. He added that the army forces responded appropriately to this violation. He also urged Pakistan to take appropriate measures to address these incidents and to treat the situation seriously.
And now in Gaza, the humanitarian situation is worsening, where residents subjected to relentless bombing by the Israeli army since March 18. The details with Gasira.
Humanitarian situation is worsening in Gaza, where residents subject to relentless bombardment by the Israeli army since March 18 are also suffering from hunger and thirst. The Gaza government has warned that more than 65,000 children are at risk of starvation due to the Israeli siege and 2-month total blockade of essential supplies imposed on Gaza as part of its genocidal campaign against the Palestinian enclave. The Israeli occupation is forming a famine that is killing civilians and the systematic crimes against 2.4 million people by closing crossing and blocking 39,000 aid trucks carrying food.
This is it for this 9 p.m. English News Edition. Thank you for watching us. Stay tuned for more on RTD.